Okay, let's unpack this. BYD has now moved past Tesla as the world's top seller of electric vehicles.
That's right. A pretty significant shift, no doubt.
But what's really got people talking, I think, is their announcement around all solid-state batteries.
hmm Especially when you remember their Blade battery.
Exactly. The one that could charge in what felt like, well, the blink of an eye around 10 minutes, wasn't it?
Pretty close to that, yeah.
Yeah.
Revolutionary at the time.
It feels like the EV landscape is evolving faster than ever, and BYD just dropped a potential game changer here.
Well, what's fascinating is seeing this next leap. We've had lots of incremental improvements, sure, but solid state, that's a more fundamental departure, away from the current liquid electrolyte systems.
Right.
And for you listening, our goal in this deep dive is pretty straightforward. Let's look beyond the buzz. Let's try and understand the real implications of BYD moving to all solid-state batteries.
Yeah, what it could mean for the future of EVs, for like your driving experience.
And even for other tech, potentially.
Okay. So, for those of us who aren't, spending our weekends reading battery chemistry textbooks, let's get down to basics.
Good idea.
The lithium-ion batteries in most EVs today, and probably your phone, right? They use a liquid electrolyte, helps move the energy around.
Correct. Between the positive and negative sides.
But that liquid, it's flammable. If the battery overheats or gets damaged,
There's a risk. That liquid can potentially ignite. It's an inherent fire risk with that chemistry.
precisely, that flammability has always been, well, something engineers have to design around.
Absolutely. So what BYD is proposing with all solid-state batteries is basically swapping that liquid out for a solid material.
Seems simple when you say it like that.
Oh, well, simple swap, maybe, but the consequences for safety are pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
You remove the flammable component.
And the risk of combustion just plummets.
Significantly reduced right from the core design.
Right. No easily burnable liquid equals a much safer battery. And this feels like, well, it feels like a natural step for BYD, doesn't it? Given their focus on safety with the Blade battery.
It does. The Blade battery already had its own safety enhancements built in.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, look, we're not just making electric cars, we're making them fundamentally safer.
And that matters. Let's be honest, for anyone thinking about buying an EV, safety is huge.
Oh, definitely. And it's certainly on the radar for regulators everywhere.
Absolutely. If you think bigger picture, making batteries safer tackles a key hurdle for getting more people into EVs.
Easing those worries about battery fires.
Exactly. But the benefits of solid state, they don't stop at safety. We're also looking at potentially big gains in efficiency and, crucially, driving range.
Okay, let's zoom in on that range bit. The big promise here is higher energy density, right? Packing more energy into the same size battery.
That's the core idea. More energy stored in the same volume or weight.
So practically speaking, for someone listening, thinking about their next car, their road trips, what kind of difference are we talking?
The impact could be truly transformative, really. Imagine driving, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of miles more on just one charge.
Hundreds, wow.
We're talking the potential to maybe, in some scenarios, almost double the range of current EVs.
So like New York to Boston, nonstop, easy.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Or London to Manchester, say, without even thinking about finding a charger. It directly tackles that range anxiety.
Jet nagging worry, yeah.
Makes EVs suddenly seem much more practical for people who drive longer distances regularly.
That alone sounds like a massive deal for making EVs mainstream. And it connects to the other big thing, charging times.
Right.
BYD already impressed people with the Blade's fast charging, but what about solid state? Are we getting closer to, like, filling up a gas tank speed?
That's the goal, essentially. Ultra-fast charging is another major advantage solid-state promises.
How fast are we talking? Still 10 minutes. Faster.
We could be looking at recharge times dropping around that 10-minute mark, maybe even a bit less eventually. Really approaching the time it takes to refuel a gasoline car.
Okay, that's huge.
Think about your day. If you could top up your EV charge and the time it takes to grab a coffee.
It just removes that waiting barrier, doesn't it? It makes it feel much more, I don't know, normal, integrated.
Precisely. Less planning, more spontaneity.
It really does sound like it could knock down so many of those practical hurdles people worry about with switching to electric. But I also read these aren't just for cars.
That's right. It's fascinating to consider the wider impact. EVs are the main focus now, sure, but all solid-state batteries could genuinely revolutionize other areas too.
Like what?
Well, take drones, for example. Lighter batteries with more energy. That means much longer flight times, maybe carrying heavier cameras or sensors.
Okay, interesting.
Then there's all our portable gadgets, smartphones, laptops.
Ah, the dream of longer phone battery life.
Exactly. Significantly longer life, plus much faster charging. Some experts even think, down the line, it could allow for totally new kinds of devices because the batteries could be shaped differently, more flexible.
Wow, okay. And I also saw something about renewable energy. How do they fit in there?
Yeah, that's potentially massive.
Yeah.
If we're serious about shifting to renewables like solar and wind, well, they're not always on, right? Sun doesn't always shine, wind doesn't always blow.
True, storage is key.
Absolutely critical. We need efficient ways to store the energy generated when it's abundant. High capacity, fast charging, solid state batteries could be perfect for grid scale storage.
So huge battery farms, basically.
Sort of, yeah. Storing excess solar power during the day, releasing it at night or when demand peaks. It helps stabilize the grid, makes renewables much more reliable. It's about building a more resilient, sustainable energy system overall.
So this move by BYD, it's not just about selling more cars. It's positioning them as part of this bigger shift in, well, how we power everything.
I think that's a fair assessment. Their strategy seems built on constant innovation and definitely a commitment to sustainability. By pushing forward with solid state, they're aiming to lead the EV industry,
Setting the bar for others.
setting new standards for performance, for safety, that others will have to trick and match. It's not just about grabbing market share. It feels like they want to shape the future of transport and energy.
And if they pull it off, if they can make these at scale.
It could be a major catalyst, encouraging more people globally to switch from gasoline to electric, which is obviously crucial for hitting those climate goals.
It all sounds incredibly positive, almost too good to be true. I mean, there must be challenges, right? If it was easy, everyone would have solid-state batteries already.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There are definitely significant hurdles still to overcome. It's not perfected tech just yet.
Okay, like what are the main roadblocks?
Well, one big technical one is something called internal resistance.
Okay.
Unlike liquid electrolytes that make really good contact, getting a perfect connection, a perfect interface between the solid electrolyte and the other solid parts of the electrodes is tricky.
So the electricity doesn't flow as smoothly, like a bottleneck.
Kind of, yeah. That imperfect connection can mean lower efficiency, maybe slower power delivery or charging than theoretically possible. There's a ton of research going into new materials and designs to fix this.
Makes sense. Getting
But
that internal pathway smooth. What else?
another key issue is temperature sensitivity.
Ah, right. Performance in different weather.
Exactly. Many of the current solid-state prototypes work best at fairly high temperatures, which, isn't ideal for a car in the real world.
Especially not on a freezing cold morning.
Precisely. If the battery performance tanks when it's cold, that's a major drawback. So engineers are working hard on materials and battery structures that perform well across a much wider temperature range, hot and cold.
That seems critical for, everywhere adoption. What about actually building these things? Is manufacturing tough?
From what we understand, yes. Manufacturing solid-state batteries seems complex and potentially quite expensive right now.
Why is that?
It often needs super controlled, super clean environments. Might involve high pressures, high temperatures during production. It's intricate.
So not just tweaking the existing battery factories.
Probably not. It could be quite labor-intensive currently, which pushes up costs. Scaling that up to make millions of car battery affordably, that's a massive manufacturing challenge BYD and others need to solve.
Okay, so technical hurdles, temperature issues, manufacturing complexity, anything else? What about just people accepting it?
That's a really valid point. Public and market acceptance.
Yeah.
Even with amazing tech specs,
Yeah.
you still need to convince people, right? Consumers, businesses,
Yeah.
there might be initial worries about cost. Will these cars be way more expensive?
Good question.
Concerns about long-term reliability. How will they hold up after years of use? And just general unfamiliarity. It's new. People might be hesitant.
So companies like BYD need to really prove the benefits.
Definitely. They need to communicate clearly, show the advantages like safety, maybe lower maintenance over time, build that trust, and encourage people to take the leap.
It sounds like there's still quite a road ahead then, even with this exciting news. But it's clear BYD isn't shy about pushing the envelope.
Not at all.
This whole move towards solid state, it really feels like it fits their pattern, their history of innovation, doesn't it?
Absolutely. If you look at BYD's track record, they've consistently shown they're committed to improving things, finding more sustainable ways, and trying to make advanced tech more accessible.
Yeah.
This feels like the latest chapter in that story. It reinforces their position as a company that's not just following trends, but actively trying to shape the future of sustainable transport and energy.
And you mentioned safety earlier being a big part of their focus, even with the Blade battery. How do these solid-state ones really build on that legacy?
Well, that's one of the most significant ways, actually, offering a fundamentally safer battery technology. We talked about the fire risk with liquids.
Right, the flammability.
BYD already worked hard to mitigate that with the Blade. But solid state potentially removes the root cause, the flammable liquid itself. Things like thermal runaways caused by internal shorts become much less likely.
So inherently less risky.
That significantly enhanced safety profile is a huge deal, especially for EVs where consumer confidence in safety is absolutely essential. It takes their safety focus to the next level.
Gotcha. So building on strength. And it sounds like the ripple effects go way beyond just the cars we drive.
That's absolutely right. The potential here is vast. Solid state could become maybe a cornerstone for the next generation of energy storage overall.
Really changing how we manage renewable power.
Potentially, yes. Storing more energy in less space, charging faster,
Mm.
that's exactly what's needed to make solar and wind power more reliable, more integrated into our grids 24/7.
So it's vital tech for that green transition.
As the world pushes towards cleaner energy, this kind of efficient storage becomes absolutely critical for a sustainable future. It's a key enabling technology.
It really is exciting to think about all the possibilities. Even with the challenges still out there, BYD's push into solid state definitely feels like a major step forward.
I agree. A major step not just for them, but potentially for the whole industry.
Given the, urgency around climate change and the need for cleaner energy.
Exactly. BYD's innovation in batteries could really help speed up the adoption of EVs and renewables, paving the way for a more sustainable path.
So their switch to solid state. It's a bold move towards a future where EVs aren't just greener, but safer, better, more practical for everyone.
That sums it up nicely. Safer, more efficient, more practical.
Okay, so to quickly recap for everyone listening, BYD's move into all solid-state batteries is a big deal. It promises potentially much safer EVs, way longer driving ranges, incredibly fast charging, maybe like a gas station stop, and impacts far beyond cars, think drones, phones, even the power grid.
Despite the hurdles still ahead.
Right, challenges remain. But it's a clear signal from a major player about where things are headed. It definitely gives you something to think about, doesn't it? How this tech might impact your future choices around transport and energy.
Food for thought, for sure.
So if you found this deep dive into BYD's battery tech interesting, do give us a like. And please subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing more explorations like this into the technology shaping our world.